Joe Linton, St. Maximin. Them man weren't letting up. Them man weren't giving in. And the way that man's dribbling. Gotta defend this, feeling like burn away by the way he's killing him. Again and again and again and again. Woo. Joe Linton, St. Maximin. Them man weren't letting up. Them man weren't giving in. And the way that man's dribbling. Gotta defend this, feeling like burn away by the way he's killing him. Again and again and again and again. Woo.
Yo, this is the OT99 Banter where opinions are shared and smoke gets served. Look, we're back again with another show. It's your boy Fems, and I'm joined today by NK and Edwin. And today we are going to talk about the disaster of what we saw, the disaster performance. Manchester United versus Newcastle. Manchester United away. The Newcastle fans was on a complete madness. They was completely just lifting their team, Newcastle. Newcastle, you can see in their performance, like the energy, the press, and everything was just relentless. And it was what we thought we'll be doing today, but we didn't quite do that. It was just dreadful. So guys, look, we're going to keep this one nice and snappy and short, man. Let's just get into the meat of what we saw. Look, Man United is in a position, in my point of view, where I'm starting to think, you know what? Okay, we had this games cancelled. We had Brentford cancelled. We had Brighton cancelled. And I was thinking, this is a negative in a sense where we're dropping in the table, yeah. But, and you know, teams are overtaking us. Like Arsenal's like 7 points ahead of us now. It was 8 points before this game, right? But then in the plus side, I was trying to think, you know what? Like, at least Manchester United is gonna get more time with Ralph Rangnick. Gonna train. They're gonna learn his philosophy a bit more. So by the time we actually play, the man will look a lot more better. Today, it looked like we took a step backwards. I'm starting to think now, are we going to get any better? Like, I know Ralph Rangnick, you know, he hasn't been in too long, but I'm just starting to worry a bit. Like, is there anything? Can he save us? What do you guys think, man?
Well, just say this straight, man. Go on, sorry.
Nah, well, this got nothing to do with the manager, but this got nothing to. But you know, time and time again, I always say, and I say, when you go away from home, yeah, the last thing you want to do is just get a crowd going, bruv. You just don't do that, bruv. What was the first thing Man United do, bruv? Harry Maguire, bruv, got the ball. I don't know whether he was trying to turn or whatever he is, and then he made a mistake. And then straight away the fans had energy. So from minute one, and then, well, when you do that, sometimes how you start a game affects so many things. You know, that mistake that he did, it got a crowd literally behind it, and then Newcastle players think like, you know, if we press these people, yeah, there is mistake in there because we just seen like their captain just do a mistake there. Yeah. And so it just literally set the tone for the whole game too. It just set the tone up for the whole game too, because when you get someone pressing, the whole fans keep on going on there. And then straight away, we gave the fans something to just literally make noise about, you know? And that's what it was. Varane today, you know what, today I'm just kind of like, he was shit. He was really, really bad today. And maybe I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt because this is his first game back in a very long time. But today he was poor. Passing, I mean, one-on-one defending, he done a little bit, one or two thing, okay. But today he was poor too. The goal, that was his mistake. He got a ball. I don't know whether he was just trying to be cute with it or anything like that. And then he lost the ball.
He wasn't aware of it. They stole it off.
After he lost the ball, that's when, bro, our captain, bro, you coming, Maguire, literally, you coming. He's pointing to the law, that the law send him to that side. That's what he's pointing to him. He said, show him to that side. And then what does he do? He was supposed to be blocking that way there, but he came close to the law, so close to the law. Bro, Saint just done a little bit turn, and then he had the space to shoot, bro. You protect that, but you know he's gonna cut inside. You just know he's gonna cut in. So why, as a centre back, coming close to the low for, bro? You don't do that, bro. So it just kind of started the whole thing too. We couldn't pass, we couldn't do nothing. You know, Ralph always talk about physicality. Bro, today we were just our players are soft. Freddie stuff, McTominay stuff. Like you talk about midfield, bro. They don't win nothing. They don't win tackles. McTominay don't win tackles. Fred hardly win tackles, and they can't create. So then you got Bruno too, drop him in there, and then he feel like he has to do 2-3 people's job. So anytime he get a ball, he want to do everything by himself, you know, which is why most of the time, today some of the passes that he was doing, Some of them were great. But the thing is, because he just tried too much, he made too many errors too. Well, today, we were lucky to get a point today. Let's just say that. We were very lucky to get a point today.
I mean, I hear you, man. I think we were soft, man. There was a lot of. I mean, we had no midfield. The no midfield. It was Krispy Kreme's FC in the middle, just a big hole in it. Especially when Bruno was in there, he played well. But then, in terms of the defensive attributes, especially when we took off a DM in Fred, it just left us open. But Edwin, what was your thoughts on what you saw, man? Because there was a lot of. I think I mirror a lot what NK said, because you were talking to
NK said exactly what I said about the goal, right? So we're not going to forget that Varane tried to do that. Like NK said, he tried to do a little turn. He got caught, yeah? But at the same time, yeah, and this is what we were saying, right? We were saying, okay, now we've got Varane. When Maguire makes a mistake, Varane can support him. Now Varane makes a mistake. We need the captain to step up. Remember I said he does this thing where he will tell people what to do to kind of like deflect the trouble coming to him. So fair enough, you're pointing to Delort to go over there, yeah? And like NK said, remember I said this to you on the phone before, if you're pointing there, why run there as well? So now, by the time St. Maxim is cut in, you're already flat-footed. And this guy was even trying to give a foul away. He even pushed him as well. Like, all he had to do, if he had stood his ground, yeah, and if Maxim had gone that way, Delort was there, all he had to do was stand there and block any shot. Yeah. He didn't have to do anything fancy. But like NK said, there was just a disconnect. Like, when we were getting hit in the counter, there was no one in the middle. Like, there was one time where I think Fred or McTominay missed the ball. Fred was so high up the pitch. Remember Shelby? He ran through the middle and he took that shot.
Shelby,
like,
that's not even that fast. Shelby, that ain't got no pace.
But there was no one in the middle. Like, the passing was poor. And Gary Neville made a good point. All the players want to moan. No one wants to take responsibility. Everyone's throwing their hands up, complaining. Like, and I feel like, I don't know, man. Like, I just, like, even someone like Bruno, yeah, the way the formation is set, yeah, he shouldn't be starting, realistically. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the way the formation, if he's not playing in the midfield too, him playing on that left, because I was watching him closely, because especially what NK said about his stats, he done a few good things, but he gives the ball away a lot.
Today, NK sent a post on our WhatsApp. There was a lot of like giving the ball away, and Bruno was obviously.
And then he does a thing where he doesn't take responsibility. He'll start moaning at someone else for not making the runs. I
watched Manchester United play, right, and this formation. I don't know if it's the formation that is slowing down the progression, because
you know what is the people? No, do you know what? I feel like it's the people. I feel like it's the people he's picking, because, like we were saying, like, why didn't Sancho start today?
He should have started, and Cavani should have started.
And look at Rashford as well. Rashford is like giving the ball away, shooting off the byline instead of crossing it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and this is the thing, when certain players feel like they can't get dropped, they like, Bruno could do whatever he wants, and Rashford right now, because in their head they're like, we're gonna start in the main games. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, today, two of the biggest mistakes that I saw, and I think Ralph is just trying to accommodate certain players' weakness in the team. The first one is Harry Maguire pace. I think because of Harry Maguire pace, when you see it, when we're pressing, the two centre backs are left very far from the midfield. That was one of the biggest things I saw today, because obviously Maguire don't have the pace, so they just kind of like tell them to like, don't go with them, because normally when you press, they're supposed to go a bit higher too, because you got the pace to, when they hit it, you see Liverpool, Van Dijk, you put it there, he will use the pace to just do that. But because Maguire don't have the pace, the centre backs always drop. And today there was a big space between the midfield and our centre backs, and Newcastle was exploring it today. They were exploring. Anytime they get the ball, there was so much space there that when they run it, they were just running at the centre backs. It was just free. They just had a free meal to just do that. Second finish. When you saw when we scored a goal, between around the 60th to the 70th minute, Bruno was having joy, because when he was doing he was sending the balls to the fullbacks, especially Delort, was very wide by himself.
He was doing what Pogba would do, like, he would get that ball from deep and then spray.
And then he was switching there. That was what he was doing. He was doing that very, very good. But then the reason why he was able to do that was because those two players that play the AM position which was Rashford and Sancho. When they get narrow, it allowed the fullback space to get the ball to them. But the minute we got to go, them two started to go wide again, and then it made Newcastle it literally stopped us from literally exploring the wings. Because after that,
don't get though why Ronaldo plays on. Rashford. You mentioned his name; it just triggered a thought. I don't know why we keep playing that guy on the right hand side. Like, even in the AMC position, he's playing on the right hand side. I don't get it.
Well, it's even that he cannot look. As I said, Rashford is accommodating certain players. First, he played Rashford as a striker. Today, he took him off because clearly he wasn't doing the job right. Today, he played him as an AM, and then he's going to see that look. He was very bad. The next step is probably going to end up benching him at some point, because today it wasn't like the connection between the whole team was just bad, because when they get the ball, simple pass and go, they couldn't do that. They just couldn't just do simple pass and go. And I don't even want to
free passes.
Bro, they couldn't string one pass and I don't even want to start going on to this player can come and do this player can come and do this and stuff. I don't even want to kind of like go like through this kind of stuff. But Raf today he will go there to his hotel room and just feel like, I cannot do a lot with these players. I know when he came, he said that he inherits a better squad than Klopp when he did, and I'm sure he did. But this team cannot play that kind of like quick, kind of like energy control ball, because first of all, your midfield cannot control ball because they don't know how to pass. You go Rashford too, that don't know how to. His link-up play is very poor. Rashford. Greenwood too is a very young player that got a lot to learn. And Ronaldo too is just, I don't know, right now because of his age, he just want to play as a target man. So there's a whole kind of like, the whole team is just very dysfunctional in terms of like how we're supposed to play.
So let me
January, we need to get players in.
But let me ask this question. I'll put
next
it to you,
week,
okay.
we definitely need to. But you know what it is like? Oh no, man! The team is just like NK made a good point. We didn't even deserve to win, even a draw. Like we played. It was just
Newcastle were disappointed. Newcastle were disappointed today. In the interviews. What's his that guy's name? He was getting injured. Joe Linton was having the game of his life, and who's the other guy? The one that was linked, Matt Cash. I forgot his name. Not Cash. What's his name? Longstaff. Yeah. Them guys are disappointed, bro, thinking, you know what, we just threw away 3 points, bro.
No, they should be, because they outplayed us. Like, let's be honest here. Up until Cavani's shot, wasn't it the fact that we had no shots on target, even in the first half?
Bro, there was did we have any chances in the first half?
No, there was no shots on target.
It's nothing, innit? It only came in the second half, really, when Cavani had those chances. One that he should have put in it. Yeah, that was painful.
Even the one that they played across him, he kind of like done some confusion thing, and instead of tapping it with his right, he turned his body and hit with his left.
And he got a second opportunity, he stabbed at it and he scored. But bro, Cavani, this is the thing, like Cavani, I think is a mixture between ring rust of our team and just dysfunctionality in our team as well. Like a dysfunctional team. And the question I was gonna ask you was, like, what do you think needs to be done in order to get us on the right track? I'm looking at Man United and it's always the same old things. I feel like this is what needs to be done here, because as time goes on, I look at all defenders that are slow, right? And that probably same sort of attributes as Maguire, and the closest one I can think of is John Terry, right? In terms of like good in the air, like, you know what I mean? Not fast. But the thing is, John Terry was a smart footballer. You couldn't... There weren't a lot of times you burnt him because he knew how to position his body. Yeah. Like, Maguire does not have, number one, he doesn't have the attributes to be a good defender in our team, right? Yeah. And then two, he doesn't have a footballing brain. Like, he's passed, like, someone needs to tell him to stop doing long balls. Like, just pass the ball. Like, I don't know why he wastes the ball like that. But for me, we need to. Like, I saw everyone messing around. I see Fred passing it.
You know what it is, yeah? Flipping. I really just do think, for our team to do well, we need to find a better pair partner for Varane. You know what I mean? Like, that's number one. Number two, we need centre midfielders. Like NK said, we need people that can control the ball, that can dictate play, that actually know how to close down. And we just, we need actually like a boss on the pitch. like someone to be telling people what to do.
So,
Because
see, this is my point, NK. Edwin, just to drop in here. Yeah, my thing is this, and I'll say it in our chat. Manchester United, right? Our whole Manchester United has got a star-studded squad out there, bar a few players. And when you're talking about a team that should be challenging for the title, we don't need to be having a team that's all perfect in order for us to perform. Do you understand?
No, but do you know what it is? You know what's so important about any team? Look at all the teams that do well. You need balance.
We do need balance.
And even Arsenal are finding balance. Look at Liverpool, right? Liverpool have got a good defense. They've got good centre midfielders. They've got Thiago. They've got Fabinho. They've got Keita. You know what I mean? They've got Chamberlain that even plays.
But I tell you this. I tell you this.
We don't have balance.
Did you watch the FA Cup? Was it the FA Cup game or Carabao Cup? I think it was Carabao Cup when Leicester was playing Liverpool. Liverpool's team that they fielded out against Leicester was B team, bro. B team, youngsters. Leicester fielded out a very strong first team. You understand? Was it? Or am I talking about the wrong game? No. Who am I talking about? Liverpool.
Yeah, you are talking about the wrong game.
Was it against Leicester?
Yeah, it was against
But they went to penalties, right?
They went to penalties, right? And then Liverpool got it over the line. Bro, when I looked at that squad, I was thinking, this is light work for Leicester. Bro, Liverpool brought it back. And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, when I'm looking at Man United's team, we're looking at us against Norwich, where we struggled to beat them. Do you understand? Then we're up against Newcastle, who conceded how many goals in their last couple of games? Like, they're leaking goals. Like, what is it? Like 7, 11? I don't even know what it is. Crazy number.
Friends, you know, friends.
United with a whole Ronaldo, with a whole big boy of Varane at the back.
That's not enough, though, man. Like, think about it, like,
why?
You could have a great team, yeah, because there's no, number one, there's no balance, yeah, and the play, like, even thinking that Neville made the point. He said, like, Man United's team are a team of players that are going to get all their managers sacked. The only thing about our manager now, he can't get sacked because he's there on the interim. But technically, as time is going on, you're kind of seeing as the players look at their attitude on the pitch, moaning, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no tempo. Like they really don't. You know, before to play for Man United, there was pride. You'd be like on it. They don't seem like they care.
I'm not getting that. NK, what you thinking?
Bro, the finish. Look, the manager after Norwich game, he said it. He said physicality. Today too, he said the same thing too. Physicality, bro. The team is soft. Look at that team. If you look at the team, Fred go anytime, and even not just Fred, to the whole team. Bro, come on tackling today. That when Newcastle are just look at second half. Look at second half. Look at what Newcastle was doing in order to slow the game down. Low fouls, bro. Man City are the king of doing that. Liverpool does it too. Bro, when they just gonna go, just drop them down, bro. Come on, Serge, bro. Because when you go, bro, you say relegation, Newcastle. These teams are fighting to stay up. They are fighting. So when you go, you know, but that's why you know they're gonna bring it. Same thing with Norwich, because it's not like mathematically it's over for them, you know. They still thinking, bro, we got a chance, bro. And it's under the lights, bro. Today it's under the lights. It's on TV. You know the fans are gonna be on, bro. You know, and then you go there and then Fred, bro, tackle them, and then you just go there and you pull your leg. Why are you pulling your leg for? McTominay just run and follow people, but then he never stick his leg inside. He just never stick his leg inside. Go look at their tackling ratio. It is probably one of the poorest you will ever see. Maguire cannot defend one-on-one to save his life. Anytime you see Maguire one-on-one with a defender, you just know he's going to get beat. And that is not assuring at all.
It's just sad.
That's not
you look at our team, right? I looked at Kante, right? Kante came into Tottenham. He was struggling a bit, and then you see him gradually now start to pick up this form, and then obviously now he's in a position where he's kind of flying. Arteta as well started off a bit rocky in the season. He's picking up form now, and he's starting to get a bit of consistency. Manchester United, it's early days for Ralph Ragnick. Don't get me wrong, like it's early days. But it's just like the position we're in now, we really can't afford to not be picking up 3 points against the likes of Newcastle, bro. And I know that they're fighting against they're fighting for relegation, but Man United's in a position where we're trying to say we want to be progressing far in Champions League. We're a Champions League team. We want to be fighting on all fronts to be for this title next year, whether it is. bro, like, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing as a club? We're bringing in all of these guys, superstars here, there. And we need, it feels like we always need everything to be
Firms, the thing is, Firms, you talk about United going a superstar team and stuff like that, but in a way, I disagree with you too in a way. Well, today, for example, look at the strikers that we finished the game with. Well, these strikers, one of them is 34. How old is Ronaldo? 36 or so? How old is Cavani? 34. And then you go young guys like Rashford, who is literally playing bad, like really, really bad. There is no star quality about Rashford now. Rashford is just bad. Rashford will not even get into the Newcastle team. Saints, if you go Rush and Saint today, you choose Saint over Rashford. True.
Yeah.
Sancho obviously is new in the Premiership too, so he's kind of like getting to the physical side of the game too. Bruno too, we've said it time and time again. Bruno is good, but Bruno likes to play a certain way, which is do whatever he wants. Bruno cannot play with it. The minute Newcastle scored a goal, they just literally lost their discipline. You know, where he just literally booting the ball halfway. That whole team, you say it's star team, but what is the star team in there?
I mean, we got
Maguire in the star,
but the performances are not matching.
They are only star because of the money we pay for them. But in terms of star, there is no lot of stars in there. But Maguire in a star, Veron, yes, star. Ronaldo, star, but too old. Cavani, star, but too old. Fred, no star. McTominay, no star. Rashford, no star. Who was Bruno? Yes, star player. Delort, young player, no star.
Sancho's a star.
Tell us, no star. Sancho's young player, no star. Sancho is no star.
Sancho's a star, bruv. He's a star.
Whether he's a star or not, he's new in the Premiership. Sancho is new in the Premiership.
On form now, yeah, NK is making a point. Think about who on our first team will walk into Liverpool's team and start, or Man City's team and start.
You can never be a star team without thing. You know what? As I said to you, Manchester. You know what? Today, Raf, is gonna go and then he's gonna beg the board. Give me some. So I need to get some. What do you call it? I need to get some midfielders there because today, look, one of the key. We lost the midfield battle. We literally just lost it. When he talk about physicality, and when he talk about physicality, he was literally talking about the midfield. I mean, the whole team as a thing. I mean, they were doing long balls. Rashford ain't going to head a no ball.
You know what's interesting?
Rashford ain't going to head a no ball.
We've talked about the issue with Luke Shaw. We've talked about the issue with Wan-Bissaka. These men weren't playing today. You understand? And it's just like, for me, I've seen Man United flip, chop and change personnel, and there's been no difference. And like, I'm sitting there thinking, like, I'm hoping like it's the right. I'm hoping that this is what fixes it. Like, yeah, Ralph Ragnick goes in and brings in like a couple of midfielders and a younger striker, and all of a sudden we're flying again. But for me, there's something about our performance. Yeah, there's something about our performance, and I can look at a team like there's a difference between you're looking at a team and saying you performed really well. If you just had better quality players, you would have won that game, or you would have drew that game against a top quality team. I'm looking at Man United's performance as a whole, and I'm just looking at it thinking, like, it's more about like just the basics is not even intact. I'm just looking at it thinking, no matter who we bring in here, yeah, you might win the ball back in midfield because you've got a better DM. But overall, are we going to be like creating enough chances for the strikers? Are we going to be defending as a unit? Are we going to be pressing? Are we going to be doing all the things that we want to see? I don't know.
Friends, look, defenders are there to defend, strikers are there to score goals, and midfielders are there to control games.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, United under Ole recruitment-wise, but he failed to deal with the midfield buff, and we are just left with just Fred and McTominay. You know what? I don't even want to even talk about Van der Beek because I don't know. He must be doing. I don't know why no one favors him because. I don't know, like today he was on the bench, didn't even come on or do anything too. So I don't know, clearly he must be doing something too. But we need to win you can never win a game of football if you don't win the midfield battle. You just can't. And United, I mean, if you have been watching our performance from time and time again, we have not not won the midfield battle. We don't control games. Today, we got 70% ball possession, and yet we were the worst team there. So it's not about keeping the thing, it's about what you do with it too. And as I said to you, because we don't have that, the midfield is just there. We are always going to feel like that, bro. Just watch him go and just bring in like 2 good midfielders into the team. It will be a whole different story.
Edwin, on NK's point about the midfield, yeah. So Newcastle's midfield was Joe Linton, who's a striker. John Joe Selvey, if you're looking at FIFA, it will be like -4 for pace. And then who's the other one? Longstaff, who's very like basic. Scott McTominay's like obviously like worlds apart from him. Then you look at Man United's midfield, right? And this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
You know what it is? It's not even about the names though. It's about who can do the job.
But okay, but look at it like this. You take those guys and put in Manchester United. Do you think that Manchester United would have had a better outcome, or will still be complaining about some of these issues that we're seeing today?
What if we had that midfield? In our team.
Yeah.
What potentially
Joe Linton.
Forget about the names. Forget about the names.
This is a relegation. Like this is what I'm saying. That
this is a relegation team.
A relegation team. So clearly, them man are leaking goals. They're clearly not doing what they're
leaking goals, but they're playing better than our midfielders.
But they play against us, and then we are trash. This is what I'm saying. Like everyone that plays against us is trash. I mean,
Firms, if you've been watching Newcastle, their midfield ain't been playing bad. It's just that they've been getting bad results.
It's not even that. It's like this. Man United got a midfield here. The way our midfield is set up, we are supposed to be playing counter-attack football. Newcastle didn't control the game today. They just play counter-attacking football. And Man United team was built to play counter-attacking football. That's what the team is supposed to build. The Man United team was never built to play possession football where we create chance. The team was built to play counter-attacking football. But instead of playing counter-attacking football, teams say, oh, look, United, give them the ball. Once you give them the ball, that's it. Newcastle ain't going to defend higher the pitch for us to run against them. We got a midfield that play counter-attacking football, but unfortunately, we don't play the counter-attacking football. Newcastle team is a counter-attacking football team. Did you see Newcastle? How many possession? They got 30 possession. That is a team that don't have a midfield. So what do? They play to their strength, which is what? Counter-attacking. When you do that, that's how you play. United, naturally, the way the team is set up, we should be playing counter-attacking. But Manchester United is too much of a big football club to play counter-attacking football. So unfortunately, a lot of things need to change in order for us to play the kind of football that we want to play. Because if we go and we start playing counter-attacking football where United are sit back, pack the bus and win, yes, we're going to win, but we as fans ain't going to be happy because we don't want to be packing the bus. But if we pack the bus, trust me, we're going to win a lot of games, but we don't want to pack the bus.
Bro, I hear what you're saying, because like we ain't gonna be playing possession football with Scott McTominay and Fred, even with Bruno, because he gives the ball away a lot. He's always doing risky passes, so I get that. But my thing is like, when I look at Newcastle's midfield today, and looking at how we got outrun, you look at City, they'll have one defensive midfielder at times, and the rest are playmakers. Manchester United, even with Scott McTominay, Fred, and then whoever was in the midfield, Rashford and whoever it was in there, I'm looking at it thinking, we should not be getting outworked, outrun. Why not?
But if you give the ball away, what do you expect? When you're doing unforced errors, what do you expect? Today, the centre backs were giving the ball away. The midfielders were giving the ball. When you get the ball, you are attacking. So your attacking players are up high up the pitch. So when you give unforced errors like we were, you just setting yourself up to fail. Today, we were literally our own. Newcastle didn't do nothing great today. All the chances that they were creating, they didn't have to work hard for their chances. We literally gave them the chances by literally giving the ball away. Yeah. That's what we did today. So today, it wasn't like Newcastle midfield was great and then they were creating chances. No, they were not. We were giving the balls away. Yeah. And that's how they were countering us. It was nothing special that they were doing. It was nothing special. It was our own mistake that allowed them to do that. And time and time again, United always do that because that's what we do. The centre back cannot play from the back. We literally cannot do that. Even today, How we playing against Newcastle and we are putting the ball long. You saw from goal kicks, we're not passing it from the back because we are so scared to pass from the back because we know when they press us that we're going to lose the ball. So because of that, we're just longing the ball out. We don't. You're not supposed to be doing that.
It's a big issue, right? Because we've got Ralph Ragnick now, and we thought that Donny van der Beek will be having a new lease of life. He still can't seem to get into the team. A guy that we look at and think, you know what, he's a guy that can do something with the ball. He can pass. He can do the 1-2s, all of that sort of stuff. Outside of maybe some of the defensive duties, it's a bit lack what he can do with the rest of them. He can't get into the team. We've got Matic, who's a good
I think he will. I think he will now.
Do you know what I mean? I'm looking at it like...
Well, they finished. Bruno is suspended for the next game. McTominay looked like he was injured too. And at halftime, the substitution he made at halftime when he took Fred off just shows you exactly what he wanted. He just saw that, look, these people ain't creating from the thing. Today, as I said, today, he would have learned a lot about the team. And I think when he came on, he just decided, look, let me just keep it. Let me just keep the winning team and let me just play that. But after today, trust me when I say, they're going to see a different side of him. He's going to start making a lot of he's going to start upsetting a lot of the players because, I don't know, today there was only 2 good players on it. Actually, there was only 1 good player on the pitch. Cavani was good, but he should have got a hat-trick today, Cavani. I mean, he should have got a hat-trick today. We could have literally...
Man of the match.
Yeah, we played bad, but we could have nicked it today. Literally, we played bad, we could have nicked it. But then, even at 1-1, Newcastle was still gaining chance after chance after chance. It was just... Today performance is just one of those ones where you just go back, you just write it off. We got Burnley coming too, another physical team too, but I don't know, maybe home advantage is probably going to get. But then look, they're going to come and they're going to do the same thing too. Going to just long it because United, as you know, when you long it up, we don't have the height advantage to do anything. And today too, bro, United is the only team in the whole Premier League that hasn't scored a corner goal. Bro, how poor is that?
And we got Ronaldo, best header in the game, arguably. We got Varane, who's really good in there. We got Maguire, supposedly supposed to be good. Then we got McTominay, who's also tall and fit. We got guys, and it's just something's wrong. Something's really wrong, and I'm just starting to worry that can we fix it? Do you know what I mean? I'm starting to worry. I saw Scott McTominay doing his thing. I see Kante. Sorry, I'm saying Scott McTominay. I see Kante doing his thing with Tottenham. After 3 games or so, you're seeing them, the transition happen. They're doing their thing. Manchester United is still stagnant, bro. And
but you got to remember, Conte's one was he struggled even at a point. And you got to remember, we've had we got to look at the team in February at least. We got to give them a run of games because now we've got the psychologist and he's actually got the background stuff to go.
He needs to do overtime, bro. That's a college.
Conte was losing some next team in Europe, bro. Conte was losing some next team in Europe, bro.
But it makes it worse.
Bro, the thing is, you know what? Honestly,
got no European football.
Honestly, the top 4 race is very hard because you got the team that we are competing with, which is Tottenham and Arsenal, don't have European football. That is the big disadvantage that we got because we go European football too. So we're going to have to be playing week in and week out, wherever they're going to rest and they're going to feel fresh. That is one of the disadvantages that we go. But to be honest with you, Raf, if he is not going to be the manager next season, it's going to literally help whoever is coming in next season because you're going to realize that some of these players don't deserve a chance again next season because you know how it is when a new manager comes in, oh, let me give them a chance and then it buys them more time. Right now, you just know that some of these players don't need to buy time because they just not up with it. We got players that cannot control games, physicality. We are just bad and everything like that. We talk about United as a club have been buying bad. We buy names, but we don't actually buy to fit whatever it is that we need to buy. And as a result of that, we are literally just wasting money. Because if you are just going to buy Maguire, for example, you look at it. But I'm telling you, Maguire in the next year is going to be a player that we have to write off because he ain't up to it.
Yeah,
he ain't up to it.
I mean, I agree. I totally agree, and I hope before Ralph Ragnick, if he does hang up the boots and oversees the decision making, that he does have a big influence in who we bring in January, hopefully in the summer as well. And less the star-studded guys and more guys that just fit the system and just function, just help us with just play a bit of football, man. But guys, man, we need to sign out. It was a quick one. Gave our thoughts on the game, and you know what? We've got another game coming up in a couple of days. The good thing is we can hopefully try and bounce back against Burnley at home. Our next 2 games are at home against Wolves as well. It's going to be a tough one. And 2 games where we're going to need to be physical. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully we can get back on winning ways, man, because the more we drop points, like Arsenal 7 points ahead of us now. I know we got games in hand, but it means nothing, as you can see today. So we need them wins. We need them points in the bag. But guys, remember, like, comment, subscribe, support, follow on Instagram at @OT99_banterroom, Twitter at 99banter, TikTok. I don't remember if I said that, but at @OT99banterroom, all one word. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Peace.